The latest attack from Republicans and Kamala Harris now involves something that seems to have been missing from her resume through the years, and that is Kamala Harris has spoken a lot about when she was younger, she worked at McDonald's. Here is Kamala Harris talking about that when she was on a picket line. Watch.
I worked at McDonald's. I did the French fries, and I did the ice cream. I worked at McDonald's. I was a student when I was working at McDonald's. There was not a family relying on me to pay the rent, put food on the table, and keep the bills paid by the end of the month. But the reality of McDonald's is that a majority of the folks who are working there today are relying on that income to sustain a household and a family. And if we want to talk about these golden arches being a symbol of the best of America, well, the arches are falling short.
So look, Kamala Harris was there supporting McDonald's, striking McDonald's workers. She's asking for higher wages for McDonald's, and she's telling a story, as she has repeatedly, that she had a job working at McDonald's when she was growing up. Republicans have noticed that in the resume that they got through a FOIA request of when Kamala Harris was out of college, right out of college, Kamala Harris did not list her job working at McDonald's.
And Kamala didn't even start talking about cooking fries until she decided to run for president. There was no mention of McDonald's in both of her memoirs. Andrew Kerr is a reporter at the Washington Free Beacon who's been investigating this story. So what'd you find?
Right. Well, Kamala's story about her job at McDonald's has shifted dramatically over the past couple weeks. At first, her campaign came out and said that this was a job she worked to pay her way through college. But now they say that she worked there for one summer just to earn a little extra spending money. So, yeah, we looked into it. Did she actually work at McDonald's? Well, she didn't mention it throughout the first several decades of her political career, made no mention of it in both of her books.
Oh, maybe she's making this up. Maybe she really never did work at McDonald's. Maybe she's just telling a lie. She's telling a Whopper. I'm sorry, wrong fast food chain. Anyway, that's the argument, is that somehow Kamala Harris is making this up. Now, I have news for a lot of the Republicans. There are colleagues, people who work with Kamala Harris at McDonald's, who saw her working at McDonald's. And oh, by the way, a lot of college kids don't put certain jobs on their resume when they graduate college, especially if they've had internships or they've had higher profile jobs. I'll give you an example. When I was in college, I came to Washington, D.C. because I wanted to work on Capitol Hill. That didn't work out. I needed to make some money. I could type really fast, so I got a job as a temp typing. But before the temp agency would give me the higher paying typing jobs, I had to prove that I was trustworthy. So for the first 2 weeks, they sent me to a grocery store in McLean, Virginia. And at the grocery store, my job was to do marketing. I was to fry up a specific type of hot dog, particular package of hot dog, fry them up. And then when people walk past me in the meat section, say, "Would you like to try a weenie?" I had to do this for 2 weeks. My clothes, everything smelled like hot dogs. It was gross. It was disgusting. I was so depressed. Eventually, I got through it and I got the typing jobs and had lots of fun in Washington that summer. But I never listed that temp job on my resume when I graduated college. I put internships, I put other things, I put volunteer work, but I didn't say that I had worked in a grocery store for 2 weeks asking people if they wanted hot dogs. A lot of college students don't put that kind of work on their resume. So the idea that Kamala Harris would somehow say, I'm not going to put my McDonald's job on her resume, that's perfectly understandable. Some people aspire to do other things, and maybe what she was applying for after college or the sort of jobs that she wanted or law school, McDonald's wasn't going to help her in that regard. And maybe she had other jobs that she wanted to fill up on her resume. But for the Republicans to now go and say, "Oh, she's lying about McDonald's, she didn't really work there."
Tonight, one of Kamala's key elements to her biography is come into question, and it's a big one. A producer at Primetime who used to work the kitchen says fries aren't hard.
Come on, people. Really? That's the best Republicans can do? Want to try a weenie?